on the previous episode.
Night going into Ultimate Kickoff promo looks to be an amazing promo, with Calvin, the headliners being a Calvin Johnson 91 and a Sean Taylor 91, and then each team getting an 88 overall Ultimate Kickoff player. I wish they were 89s. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, episode 30 of the No Money Spent, and let's not waste any time. We're going to flash back to Wednesday night. You are going to see I finish the 89 overall mission to get the 89 overall sellable card. I end up pulling Antro Roll, sell him for 200k. So you're going to see, if you go back to yesterday, you remember I was at about 1 million coins. We're going to add Antro Roll to that, so I have about 1.2 mil in coins before I use the 83-84 method, and I have a bunch of 83-84s left over, so you're gonna see my coins are kind of down, but you gotta imagine I have about 1.5 mil if I sell all the 83-84s on top of the 1.2 with the Antro Roll. So we're gonna hop into the Ultimate Kickoff promo first. The exchange sets, you have the 88 overall you get from the yard, and then you have 2 exchange sets to get an 82-85 pack, and I believe just an 80 overall plus Ultimate Kickoff pack. The one exchange set, the 82-85, is not bad, but it's not great. And then we're going to look at the 88 and as well as the Masters. There's 2 Masters, Sean Taylor and Calvin Johnson. We'll go more in depth into those later, as well as the 88 overall Ultimate Kickoff players. You need 5 88s to get the Master, and then you get back 5 Nat 88s. You can choose whichever one you want, as well as the 91 overall Master and their power up respectively. So we're going to go into my top 5 88 overall choices as well, but we're going to hop into the store. Just like Campus Heroes, there are some training options to get some Ultimate Kickoff players. 240 trading for a 70 plus and 2,500 for an 88 Ultimate Kickoff player. And then as well, we're going to have missions to get some 88 overall NCAT non-collectible, auctionable, tradable 88 overalls, and you're going to see you get 2 through solos, 1 through the yard, which I don't know exactly how you get it yet, and then there's 1 mission as well as the 89 overall Campus Hero. There's 1 mission, as you can see, 3 out of 15, where you get a sellable 88 overall, and it's 1 of 3 options. As you see, I got the Antro Roll for the Campus Hero ones. This one doesn't seem to take as long, with probably the longest challenge being 25 head-to-head wins, but you can get that through Weekend League, MUT Squads, MUT Drafts, so that shouldn't be too hard over a week's time. But I believe the mission expires in 2 weeks, so you have time. We're going to look into these solos, and as well as getting 2 88 overall NCAT 88s. You get some strategy items which are really good, and a couple of 76 plus Ultimate Kickoff players that are sellable. And the 88, honestly, not the 88s, but the solos themselves, you're going to see the rewards. The rewards are going to be in the background after this because I did them very quickly. They only took, I'd say, about 45 minutes to an hour, so for the time put in to get 2 88 overalls, they can't be put into the Sean Taylor or the Calvin Johnson set, but they are fantasy packs, so you can choose whatever you want. But for 45 minutes to an hour, you get about 15k coins, about 576 plus overall Ultimate Kickoff players, 180 plus, which I end up pulling an 85, which sells for about 38k, but you're going to see I pull mostly just 76 overalls, as well as the strategy items. You're going to see at 50 stars, I believe, you get a +1 speed to all Ultimate Kickoff offensive players, and then you get a defensive 1 +1 speed to all defensive players at I think 80 stars. Ultimate Team also added an extra strategy spot just for these Ultimate Kickoff strategy items, so you could either choose offense or defense, +1 speed. I'm going to end up going with offense for right now. But eventually you get up to, there's 128 total stars you can get. 120 is the max rewards at the 100, I think it's 80 stars, you get the first 88, 120, you get the second 88, as well as needing 100 stars to complete the 1 out of 15 missions for the sellable 88 overall Ultimate Kickoff player. So sorry, it might be a little confusing, but you're going to see the +1 speed on all defensive players for that one. And then we're going to hop into the first 88 overall, and I kind of have my mind made up. I'm going to be choosing Eric Fisher, the left tackle 88, former Chief, as I only have an 85 left tackle I use for a power pass, and Ronnie Stanley. So this is an instant +3 overall upgrade just for playing basically 15 minutes of solos. And then for the second 88 overall card, I am going to be choosing Kevin Zeitler, I believe his name is, the right guard for the Ravens, as he's going to be replacing the Spain Heavyweights card. If you can remember, I used the Power Up Pass 87-88, so we're going to take that off Quentin Spain, put Zietler in the lineup, and then we have an 87-88 power-up pass for free that I will show who I will use it on later in the video. But going through the 88 overall NCAT hero packs, when choosing your player, or basically if you do the set and get 5 88s, I believe the best options to choose are players that will last for a long time. That's normally linemen for me, as the rest of the 88s like wide receivers, corners, etc., they aren't really upgrades for my team. But I believe if you have like an 83, 84 overall team, these 88s are really good cards. And I think that I have a list of the top 5 88s that aren't linemen, being Adrian Amos, a great high-speed safety for the Packers. I believe he's a strong safety. You have Gerald Everett, 86 speed tight end, as well as 82 run blocking, 74 run blocking. Hunter Henry's the tight end with 82 run blocking. Desmond Trufant, 89 speed corner, as well. He goes into the Lions theme team, which is basically on par with the Buccaneers right now for the meta theme team. You have Bucks, Lions, because of all the receivers. You have Roy Williams, Calvin Johnson, Reggie Bush, and I believe Buchanan gets Lions as well. For the best wide receiver, I would say is Curtis Samuel, having 89 speed. I think Will Fuller has 90 speed, but Curtis Samuel seems to have better route running, a little better route running. But either Will Fuller, Curtis Samuel, probably the 2 best receivers if you need some wide receiver help. And then Jadeveon Clowney is my 5th. He's a little low on the speed for 83, but he's probably the best defensive lineman in the 88s. And you're going to see, logging into this morning, I had about 508K. I was doing some 89 Campus Heroes last night because I bought a Reggie Bush Wednesday night before the promo for 310K. Was able to do 289 Campus Heroes, and I sold one of them, and I still had one to sell. So going into today, I had 500K, but I still had about 1 million coins in 83 84s that I had yet to sell. As you see, I have a bunch, probably around 50 of them. I'm going to quick sell a couple of them because it ended up being equivalent to selling the 83s for about 20,000. I could just quick sell them and pull an 88 overall Ultimate Kickoff and sell it for, at the time, they were going for about 150K, as well as the 89 Campus Heroes were equivalent of just selling an 84 or an 83 for 20K and like 29K for the 84s. So it's just kind of a way to speed up the process of selling the 83 84s because I needed coins, and I'm going to show you why. I kind of made a judgment call early on in the day. I don't really know if it's a mistake, but I ended up getting Calvin Johnson for 450K and Sean Taylor for 480K. I choose to not do the sets. For one, I don't really need any more of the Nat 88s. I'm going to get 3 Nat 88s. I don't even know who I'm going to choose for my 3rd, so I don't need the 5 88 Nats you get from the set. As well as, at the time, the 88 Ultimate Kickoff players, which you need 5 for the set, were going for about 150K, equaling the set costing 700 to 750K for Sean Taylor and Calvin Johnson. And at the time, Sean Taylor and Calvin were going for about 480, and I just thought that's a little too cheap for the set being for 700K. Basically, you're spending 280K, 300K on 588 Nats, and I thought that was just a little too high. So I thought the Calvin and Sean Taylor were eventually going to go up in price to 500, mid 500K, so I was going to try to take advantage. I ended up being a little wrong. The Calvin and the Sean Taylor kind of settled at about the 470K mark, so I didn't necessarily lose a deal on Calvin Johnson. As you see, I'm going to be starting to quick sell a bunch of my leftover 83 84s and doing either a Campus Hero 89 and just selling it for liquid coins, or I'm going to take that training, and you're going to see I get the Calvin Johnson power up for 20K and Sean Taylor for 30K, as well as I need the power up for abilities for some other players I get. So I'm going to, for each 91 overall Master 91, you need about 3,000 trading, so it ends up being a 150K to power up each Sean Taylor and Calvin Johnson. So 300K combined we're going to spend in training, as well as buying Calvin Johnson for 450 and Sean Taylor for 480. If you remember what I said early in the video, I came in today with about 1.5 million coins worth of value if I wanted to sell all the 83 84s. We're going to spend about 1.2 mil, 1.3 mil, I believe, and you're going to see the coins are going to start to drop. I'm at 344K. I eventually settle, I believe, at 300K, so we're going to spend about 1.2 mil on both Calvin Johnson, Sean Taylor, and powering them up. Now, if you remember, I used the Quentin Spain power up pass 87-88, but since I got Zietler, I could take that 87-88 power up pass away, and we're going to end up using that on Daniel Jones. We sell the 88 Daniel Jones, buy his power up, use some more, have to buy some more 85 training to power up Daniel Jones, and eventually save about 100K. So we're going to end off today's episode with about 300K, 1.2 mil spent. Confusing day. There aren't really many coin making methods out right now, but I'm going to dig a little deeper tonight do go in the lab with the calculator, see if we could find a coin making method. But that's going to be all for this video. Don't be afraid to subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions about any 88s you want, if you want which ones are the best you want to choose position wise, let me know. And until next time, peace.